Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a very different kind of video, obviously, because I'm camera facing. I've been thinking about those of you who might want to make craft videos or other kinds of videos and sharing things that I wish I had known before I started YouTube. So to give you some background, I've been on YouTube about 2.5 years and I hit the revenue threshold August of 2019, and this is August of 2020, and I'll tell you about my revenue surprises and some numbers later in the video. There are things that I wish I had known, technology or vocab or just the reality of being a YouTuber. I'm not whining about any of this. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to complain. I just thought I would share. That way, if I can help others along, or maybe you just started a channel and some of this helps you, then I think it was worth my time. The number one thing that I wish that I had done and known and understood before I started my YouTube channel is I wish I had gone across all the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and made my channel name, my YouTube name, whatever I wanted it to be, long before I decided to start making videos. Because what happened to me was I was a viewer, I was supportive, I was engaged, I was commenting on people's video. Then I didn't want to use my first and last name to make my videos. I just wanted like my crafting and relaxing life and my work life separate. Start thinking about what you want your channel name to be and do it now. Set it all up and don't change your channel name. Figure it out in advance. That's why mine is Crafting and Relaxing. I do a lot of paper crafts, I do some gardening, I'll take you shopping, travel, whatever, but I wanted a channel name that wasn't limiting to me. Really think about it and get it set up, especially if you're one of my awesome subscribers and supporters who has a different name on YouTube than Instagram, so it takes me forever to figure out who you are when you start talking to me. You know who you are. Figure out your name, and the different platforms have, somebody may already have the name, or they have different numbers of letters and everything. So I would set all of those up, sit down, figure out your passwords, make your passwords very strong so that things don't get compromised and you don't have a problem. That's the number one thing that I wish I would have done. If you do that and you're supporting people under that channel name, and then you message me on Instagram and you've been supporting my channel for months and months and months, not a day, then I will support you. And we as a crafting community, if you're a crafter, we will help lift you up and share that information. That's just something that would have really helped. I don't know if that applies for video game people and everybody else. Making friends with your name. I am not saying spam them. Don't write cute project under every video I make. Don't write the same thing, because people will know if you didn't watch the video, and you'll get dumped into the spam filter if you're not watching the video for long enough anyway. So it becomes very obvious who is spamming your channel and who isn't. And think about what you want to do with your channel short term, this season, and also next year when you're picking your name. The number 2 thing, so this is my 5 things, and this is my number 2. The time commitment is big. And if paper notes, capital B-I-G, big. You cannot even comprehend how long it takes. And I'm gonna go through the steps. I have some ideas too for if you watch this whole video and you still think, yep, I'm totally doing it, then I have recommendations and pointers, but this video is more about what I wish I had known and understood, and also getting to know some of the vocabulary of YouTube Studio, because you use different software if you're creating videos. So the reason the time commitment is so big is because to make decent videos, I'm not saying I make good videos. I get comments from haters that say I should clean up my space, my lighting is bad, I'm not loud enough, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I make videos that I'm happy with, and Mr. Crafting and Relaxing can't stand my videos. He says the quality isn't good enough, and that's why he took over my thumbnails. I'll tell you more about that. I film, I'll tell you how I do it and just walk you through the process so you understand how long it is. Right now I'm filming on my iPhone. When I'm done with that, I'm gonna airdrop it to the computer. That's gonna take a few minutes. My target for this is not to be longer than 20 minutes. I don't like really long videos personally. I don't like making them or editing. So assume that I film for 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna airdrop it to the computer. That's gonna take a couple minutes. I'll get a glass of water or whatever because I will be worn out from talking. Then I'm gonna edit that video. The editing might be as simple as watching it and listening for incorrect words, you would be amazed when you turn on the camera, you just forget words. Craft supplies that you use all the time, places you went, people you know. So sometimes I put some of that back in. I use a software that we already had in my household. Maybe if you're really techie, you could do some of this faster. Maybe you can film on your iPhone, edit on your iPhone, and that will work for you. I have not had good luck, maybe ever. In the very beginning of YouTube, I did, but then after that, I couldn't get my videos to go from my phone to YouTube, and it might be a length thing. I found in the beginning, if it was about 7 minutes, it would work, and maybe other people could leave comments or speak to that, and you may watch this video and say everything she knows is wrong. That's okay too. So I'm gonna edit with the software that we already had. This video, I won't do a voiceover because I'm hoping that I'm loud enough and you can hear me now. It's gonna lose everything because I can't show my face and then do a voiceover later. So if it's not loud enough, it'd be a total redo. In my software, I can turn up the volume. That's one of the main things that I do in my software. Then after that, I have to export when I'm all done editing the file and putting in my intro and my ending. Then I have to export the file. And I think many people talk about this, that they have to do it. The file that I create, that file type doesn't work on YouTube. So first I have to save it as a different file or export it out of my software. And that usually takes 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It's not super long. Then you go back to your computer, and I'm doing this on a laptop because there's more features on the laptop than I can find in my iPad or my phone. The apps don't have as many. You have to set timers or come back to it, walk by the computer, keep an eye on it, because if you get sidetracked, 3 hours can go by, but your video is not uploaded. Then you go to YouTube Studio, you click the upload button or the plus sign, whichever way you do it, and you grab that file from your computer, the second file that was the right type, that's all edited. I've made that mistake. And then you upload it. If it's a 20-minute video, that part right there, it's going to say 42 minutes or 46 minutes, something like that. It'll tell you right then, but that's uploading. And then there's processing. So the second part usually takes 5 or 10 minutes. So it'll get down to where you think, yay, I have a minute left. Don't stand by the computer and wait. A 20-minute video takes an hour to load to YouTube. And I have good Wi-Fi. I have a techie nerd in my house, so we have good Wi-Fi. Other people say it takes hours, or it runs for a long time and then it times out. Then once it's on YouTube, while it starts to upload, screens come up that walk you through the process of uploading your video. You're gonna set your title, your description, your playlist, if you want it in a playlist, that's another conversation, and your tags. Tags are terms, search terms that would come up for that video. You're gonna put different words in those boxes. You can set for those 4 things, title, description, tags, and playlist. You can set channel default uploads. I did not know that in the beginning, and I was trying to copy, paste, edit, type all that stuff. You can set defaults on those. So you want to set defaults. You go in on a laptop or a desktop and find the defaults option. Maybe it's in the app, I'm not sure, and fill that in. Then all you have to do is change it a little bit. I might make a video and remove some tags that say haul or Tuesday morning and add mini album, cardstock, scrapbook. I have some basic tags, but they don't always apply because I have such variety. If you're making a channel where you're showing flower arranging every day, or a certain video game, or beauty tips, your tags might not change as much as mine do. Then you have to answer some questions about ads, because I have monetization turned on, and child safety, and then the rest of the video has to upload. So you're uploading and processing. At that point, it didn't take us very long to do those screens. We probably still have 40 minutes or so to go, maybe 45, whatever. Then when that gets done, there's a thing in there that is called an end screen. And that is the thing, when you watch my videos and you see at the end where it comes up and it recommends other videos of mine to you, that's an end screen. I only know how to add that on a laptop or desktop. Right then I say import it from my last video. I don't know how to channel default it, but I can just grab it from my last video. So if I've messed it up, it's wrong on all my videos. Okay, so that's how you get your end screen. Then the next screen is to schedule it. Many new YouTubers don't understand that you can schedule videos in advance. You can set the schedule and say, I want it to come out Tuesday at noon Eastern time. You can set all of that. You can, if you're super organized, you can batch film and process, and you can work Monday through Friday and have videos roll out while you're at work. That's how most of us do it. Scheduling takes planning and organization, right? It doesn't just happen. You still have to go through all this. And it takes hours. If you film 3 videos in a day, it takes hours to get them all uploaded. I typically like to push an upload start before I go to bed. Then I just turn down the brightness on the computer or whatever and let it work all night. Then you're not cutting in an hour of your day while you're uploading a video. That's just me. Then a thumbnail. The thumbnail is the thing that when you see my channel or when you see recommended videos, the picture about my video, that is not necessarily part of your video. It can be if you let YouTube grab one. It will guess. It will give you 3 options. In the very last screen, I believe the one where you're scheduling these days. YouTube Studio has changed since I've been doing this. So the one where you're scheduling, down at the bottom, you're gonna see 3 boxes with pictures of some screen in your video. Very often, I don't like any of those 3. Maybe I had a beautiful project. Maybe I had a project like this, but when it showed it to you, it was showing you the receipt for the paper I bought or something like that. And there wasn't a nice picture of the cover of this. So that's how you get it, is you do what's called a custom thumbnail. Doesn't cost money. You could do a screenshot on your phone. You can edit pictures on your phone. I use an app called Snapseed. I downloaded it. It's a green and white logo. I was using that. Mr. Crafting and Relaxing didn't like it. If you look at my channel and my list of videos, you'll see like a blue awards badge with the blue things around it. And then I would write in the text of what the video was about, but I didn't put it in the same place all the time. They weren't the same size, and he just said it was too messy looking. He didn't like it. So he started doing them, and he uses Google Slides. Again, free, Google Slides. There's many different ways you can do it. Some of you are probably much better at editing videos and writing text, putting borders right on your phone. The point of your thumbnail is that's your first impression. That is your clickbait. And I will tell you about my clickbait video and how crazy it is before we're done with this video. That is the process for getting one video on YouTube and getting it ready to roll out to you. When I first started, I had a list. It would be like, did I film this video? Did I upload it? Like, is it on the computer yet? Have I airdropped it? Have I done this? And I would have a list because they're all at different phases if you're batching them. I brush my hair, especially if you're camera facing. I film right here at this counter, and many times you only see my hands, and I don't even remember to put hand lotion on. But if you are gonna do a camera facing channel, you're gonna have to get pretty every time. You're gonna have to brush your hair. I didn't put makeup on for you. It's COVID, it's okay. But so you wanna think about that stuff, and that's another reason people do batch filming, so that you're ready and you can go, but you can't get all those videos uploaded at the same time. Well, I don't know. I've never tried multiple ones at the same time. If you've tried it and it works, don't hesitate to tell me. The number 3 thing for me that I wish I had known and understood is you can't do it all. And what I mean by that, this is for crafters. It's probably true for woodworking people and home improvement people and people who take you shopping, all sorts of things. In the crafty community, there are, if I wrote them down, I would say easily 10 different types of videos. There's hauls, there's collaborations, there's what we call VRs, which is video responses, where somebody on my channel, I would say, I'm doing a challenge, send me a birthday card and make a VR, talk about my challenge, get me more subscribers, and then you would make that video. Collaborations, where you're making projects with other people. I have 2 collabs that I do every month where a video rolls out at a certain date and time. And so I have to make the projects, I have to get the videos ready in advance. I have to pay attention because the participants are always changing and I forget to paste in the new list. You can't just copy from last month's list. You have to go in your email and find it. Hauls. Okay, haul videos are so easy because you buy the stuff, you bring it home, you show it, then you put it away. I don't do a voiceover. There's very little editing. Tutorials. Tutorials in the crafty community are super hard because you have to set it all up. You have to remember to turn on the camera. I was filming with a camera that didn't have enough space, so it would cut off. If you miss anything on a tutorial, you would have to start completely over because if you were making this book and you had shown someone how to make the cover, but you hadn't shown them how to attach the pages, and then you forgot to turn that part on, you have to redo it. It's a tutorial. They'll never figure it out if you leave that part out. In a process video, I do junk journals, card making, a little bit easier things. If I missed a beat or two, I'll just tell you, oh, I lost some footage or I forgot to turn on the camera. But tutorials are a lot of work. So just think about what works for you. Happy Mail, that's another one. People will send you stuff and you can open it on camera. I have narrowed my scope a little. I do not very many tutorials, but I like to do process videos and share, and I'll do a voiceover on it and talk about how I came up with my ideas. I don't do VRs because honestly, they're not my favorite thing to watch. I'm really careful about how many collabs I do because it's hard to keep up. So just think about that and figure out what the scope of your channel is going to be and what do you want to do, because you will attract viewers based on that, and if you're changing too much, you'll lose them. That doesn't mean you can't try new things. My channel is called Crafting and Relaxing because I want to try different crafts. I like to sit around in the yard and take you on a tour or show you when I put fairy lights in a bottle and put a battery thing in the top because it's awesome and it takes 4 minutes to do. I didn't want to have a channel that was super specific. As I talked to people, especially in the crafting industry, store owners, they said, well, it works better if you get a niche. Be a card maker, be an art journaler, be one thing and do it all the time. And I thought, that's not me. I won't stick with it. So I'm not even gonna try. And I think I have some people who watch my art journal videos and skip my card videos or my gardening videos. And that's okay. I'm fine with it. I still call them my friends. If you have certain types of videos that you make, that makes it a little easier for you because you learn the steps. Every type of video, your editing's gonna vary, your setup's gonna vary. It takes me about 15 minutes to set up a front-facing video because I don't know where to put the tripod in the chair. That's not a thing. I can put my camera in my mount right here and start a haul video, show you everything and have it uploading to the computer faster than I set up the tripod for this. That gives you an idea. The more variety you have, the more work. Not complaining, just telling you, okay? The fourth thing, and I mentioned them, but vocab things especially. Thumbnails, thumbnails, thumbnails. There are parts of my videos where there's just, the counter is just a hot mess, right? Nobody wants to click that. And in my early videos, I had thumbnails like that. If you had a lighting problem during part of your video and you grab a thumbnail from there, it's gonna be dingy. And people wanna know what your video is about. Are you trying new techniques? Have you figured out how to beat the level on your video game? Did you find a money-saving or organization hack? Make it bold, bright, high contrast, and help them see it. Many, especially in the crafty community, many of us, I'm gonna say us, our eyesight is not amazing. So use a big font. Think about these things when you're making your thumbnails. Make them high contrast and bright. But the other thing, advice that I heard that I think is really handy is when you see a thumbnail from my video, if you watch my channel, you know exactly that it's me because it's blue. It's always blue. The style might change a little, but it's always blue. And it's not a baby blue. It's not the entire spectrum. It's like this blue, always. People know, oh, that's a Sarah video. Thumbnails, cards. This is number 4, and the main part is thumbnails, but I cannot skip cards and end screen. So I want to tell you about those. Cards are those little things that you see when you're watching a video. Sometimes it's a white box up there. Sometimes it's a little description or something. That is called a card in YouTube language. In this video, I could insert a card, I will for you so you can see it, to my clickbait video that has taken off. And so you can have cards that refer to your other videos. I don't use cards a lot in my videos because as a viewer, I very seldom click them. I might put a card at the very beginning. If I have a series of videos, beginning card makers, a tutorial of making journals, I'll put the card to the first video right there. So if somebody starts watching and I say, this is the second one, click the link to go to the first one. The only thing I think about cards maybe in another sense is they remind me that this person has another video I'd like to see. And maybe I'll make a note, but I won't click it right then. Then the last one is end screens. If you're new on YouTube, be sure you're using the end screen so that you're recommending your videos to people at the end of your videos. Because when you're new, people might think this is the only video you have. They might not catch on. They may mix you up with someone else because there's so many of us. So it's really good to recommend your videos to people. And those are called end screens. I talked about those earlier and how you find them. Now I'm going to tell you about revenue, because everybody thinks they're going to come on YouTube and they're going to get rich. And we joke, some of my friends are retired, and we joke that I'm going to be a YouTuber and then I can retire with them. Well, as a crafter, I spend more because I'm a YouTuber. I just do. I'm more in touch with the industry. I'm watching crafting videos all the time to see what's going on. I love to go and do shop with me videos. And I very, very seldom, maybe never, go in a store, make a video so that you can watch and don't leave with anything. And it's really hard for me to enjoy shopping and make a decent video for you at the same time. So sometimes it takes the fun out of it. Sometimes when I'm editing the video, I realize I need to go back to that place because they had cool stuff. So I do spend more. That being said, I'm going to tell you my numbers. I've been on YouTube, I told you, for 2.5 years. And I just hit my 1-year mark for making revenue. Now, the thing you need to know about getting into the revenue, at least a year ago when I made it, I haven't checked the specs lately, and you can Google it, you can read it. You need 1,000 subscribers, true. But you also need 4,000 hours of viewing. So having 1,000 subscribers, just running around getting subscribers who don't really want to watch your channel, won't get the job done. When you launch your channel, you really need to be making some videos to get them out there. I don't know what the perfect number of videos is. Some people say they want to do 1 a week. I tried 1 a day for a month, I think. I've tried it some other times. It is a lot. And I do tons of random stuff, but even I start to kind of scrape for content, and it just sucked the fun out of it. So I don't do 1 a day. I do more than 1 a week, mostly because I have the 2 collabs that are going. I have a weekend updates video that people seem to like and is pretty easy to make. Sometimes I get fancy and start editing and adding different pictures and different projects so people can see. But if I just stand at my counter, show you what I bought, open my mail, talk about some things, it's not a hard video to make, and it's fun. It's like talking to friends. I'll get to it. Stop dinking around. I have a video that has 388,000 views. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. My next video below that has like not even 15,000. One video has 388,000 views. In 1 year on my YouTube channel, I have made $1,270 or something like that. I don't spend a lot of time studying the analytics. There are tons of analytics, numbers. I can see which video got more hits in the first hour. Their YouTube Studio has so much data, you can study it all you want. But I just don't, because I'm a crafter and I have more fun things to do. So out of that $1,200 that I've made in the year, that one video has made $671. Now, crafters especially, you need to pay attention to what I'm going to say next. That video is not a paper crafting video. It is the video that I made when my neighbor gave away a free cabinet and I painted it and made the handles blue and just happened to make a process video of it because my channel's called Crafting and Relaxing and I like to share things I'm doing. So it was a furniture makeover video. Crafting channels, not the big money makers, but that one video has 388,000. And when you look at that video, what you're going to see is a clickbait thumbnail, because you are going to see a piece of furniture that looks like it should be in the dump. That caught people's eye. They wanted to see it. I don't have any other videos that have taken off like that. And the funny thing about that video, that was when I was on vacation last year in August. That video didn't take off for months. I don't think it really went crazy until like November or December, somewhere out of the blue. My channel just started going crazy and I was like, what's happening? The way YouTube works is if you don't make $100 in a month, it doesn't pay you. I have months where I make $40 or $60 if that cabinet video is not going crazy, and it's done it twice where it just starts going every day. Then you don't get any money that month. It waits and it's cumulative, and then at the end of the next month, it'll push over. It builds up the credit in YouTube Studio essentially, and then once that has hit a limit, it transfers over to my checking account. So you can't take your significant other out to dinner on that $60 because you didn't get it. Would I do it again? Yes. I have made so many friends and had so much fun. Will I keep doing it forever and ever? I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. What I know to be true is I will finish 2020 for sure, because 2 collabs that I'm in are for the calendar year 2020. And when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So I will finish with them. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to keep going. Maybe I would have more fun if I just cut back to updates videos. I don't know if collabs are always the way to go for me. I mean, I'll experiment with different things. I like to learn and try new things. I've learned more about the software and the technology than I really wanted to learn, quite frankly. But the crafty part of it, I like. Getting to know people, getting happy mail and understanding what all of that means, I like that. But I spend more because I'm in tune to crafting. I spend more because of giveaways and happy mail and postage. Postage is not cheap. I track it and I try to rein it in so that it's breaking even, but July 2020, I made $71.04. Not a bad month, and it didn't even pay me because it wasn't over $100. Those are my 5 things that I would have liked to know. The revenue it's just not substantial, and I do not feel like I have any control of it because I've done some experiments. The months where I made a video every single day, my revenue was not higher. I worked my rear off and it wasn't higher. I thought it would help me get more subscribers. It didn't. I have right now 6,143 subscribers, which I think is pretty good for a channel my age. The cabinet video has picked up, I'd call them my people who want to see yard craft and random DIY projects around the house, but it's also picked up a lot of hate. The crafty community is pretty good to each other, but you would be shocked at some of the comments I get on the cabinet video. I just delete them or block them and move on and think, wow, you spent time watching my video and then left me a bad comment about it. Weird, right? If you didn't like the video, why didn't you just turn it off? But I think the crafters are pretty kind. I would hope that the beauty care people and the makeup people and the knitting people and the sewing people are also kind. I don't know. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to tell me. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope that you found something helpful in it because it's been a good experience for me and I've had fun and I have made so many friends, and that's why I start my videos with hi friends, because I call people who take the time to watch my videos my friends, and many of them come back over and over. If you want to know more about the advice I would give you if you're gonna go forward anyway, leave me comments down below this video. Be sure and give me a thumbs up. I can make that video. I sort of made some notes about what I would tell you, but I just feel like this is way too long already. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.